Hello, my beautiful fellow women, all you gorgeous, unique souls out there. Do you know there's no one else like you when you are your bestest version? And there's no one else more capable than you yourself at shining your light. So go ahead and do just that. And there's also lots of reasons for you to celebrate while you're doing that, because this entire month is the Women's Celebration Month, all about women's ancestry, women's lineage, women holding claiming back their power, standing in their own light. And it's also the Women's International Day on March 8th. And to make it all the more special, here's my little contribution, which I really felt like doing at this point of time. I admit this is something which I've never done before, a general tarot oracle reading, spiritual guidance just for the women out there. So no men this time. This is just for the women, although if there are men who want to tune in and who feel that there might be some messages for the divine feminine aspect of them, they are most welcome to tune in. So, well, I have already created this sacred space. I've shuffled my decks, asked a lot of questions about you in your uniqueness, your talents, your struggles. What is it that, the shadow side which you might need to focus on right now? What are your special gifts? What is it that makes you unique? What are your bestest traits? And also some guidance from the romance angels, from the abundance angels, for in case it might make relevance for some of you out there picking any of these piles, because this is a general tarot reading. And as always, if you are really guided for a personalized reading, please do get in touch with me via email or send me a direct message, and we will get into that direct customized reading, which I deliver within 3 business days. So, well, for the time being, let's get started with this reading, all just for women to celebrate the beautiful, unique beings you are. All of us are. This is pile A, pile B, pile C, pile D, and you will be getting a closer look at this in just a moment for you to be able to choose better. All right, women. So here I have a close-up of all the 4 piles for you to go ahead and choose one. And in case you're having any trouble intuitively choosing any one, go ahead and pick out any of these 4 items that I've attached to each of these piles. Were someone to offer you any of these items as gift at this point of time, and if you had a choice of only one, which of these would you be most likely to choose? And that could hold your clue. So pile A has attached to it this perfect little cute bookend with a grizzly bear, perfect use for books and bookshelves, maybe in kids' room. Pile B has an equally perfect little gift attached to it. This is a perfect little soy candle. Pile C, again, a perfect little bottle of Lang Lang, a beautiful essential oil with multiple uses. I love essential oils personally. Being an aromatherapist, I make a lot of personal use blends and mixtures all the time. And pile D again has this beautiful little orange vase, which I again love. So all these items, these are all items which I love. So, but which of these would you be most likely to pick out if you were offered a choice of just one at this point of time? What you be most attracted to choose? So go ahead and pick that and pick your pile. You can take a moment, pause this video right here if you want, and then we'll move ahead with the reading. Alright, for all those of you who chose pile A, whether you chose pile A because of this cute little grizzly bear bookend or you chose it irrespective, here are your guidances. Let's begin with your greatest strength, your greatest gift, something which you are aware of yourself and you like to have it, and something which probably others might really value, appreciate, or admire in you. So what is that? Well, if there could have been anything better than this is the strength card itself, strength personified. So you are someone who is not at all afraid when it comes to adversity. I mean, you're not someone who is going out there calling danger or seeking attention from things which are not pleasant. You're not someone who's out there to put on a false bravado face, or someone who needs to prove herself and your strength and your capability by being unnecessarily aggressive. You're not necessarily someone, maybe even like type A personality. You're not someone who needs to be doing their out there, taking all the action to prove that you are there and demanding all the attention. You're also not probably someone who's maybe sitting at the head of things or cheering things. You might be, but it's not necessary that you are. You are someone who is the personification of that quiet but unshakable inner strength, so that when the time comes, the moment of truth, the moment of adversity, and all those people who had been pretending to be strong and overconfident and I know better than you are, they suddenly start disappearing and confirming and following the line. You are probably the one who stands out there and he looks at adversity and injustice in their face, and you are equanimous. You have your resources and your wit about you. You're not shaking in your boots, and you know exactly what to do and how to do it, and you stand in your power. Even if you might feel weak, even if there are not others around you, even if you are alone, you will stand and you will look at danger in the face. And this is probably something which is really, really valued even by your close family, your loved ones, and your friend, because they know that they can depend upon you. Even if it's a problem which involves just them and not you, they can come to you for advice, and you will know, you will guide them how to face this danger or how to face a tough time, because you have that inner strength inside you, which does not need to be conveyed through high actions or unnecessary actions, so to say. You are the ones who like to let your actions speak louder than words. This is the personification of the strength card. You have that magic, that strength perhaps developed through lifetimes of going through whatever you went through, and you have it now in you. You face things and you face them in the right manner, without unnecessary aggression, without overtly picking battles, without malice, without hatred, without over reliance on things which are violent. At the same time, with the right resources, knowing where you need to use your heart, knowing where you need to use your head, knowing what is right, you take the right empowered actions. What are some of the areas where you are struggling? Because we are, none of us is perfect. There are areas which we have strengths, and there are areas which we need to develop more, so that from our weaknesses they can convert into strengths. So this is one of the areas. The Hermit card, again, this is a major arcana card, and this is not necessarily a weak area with you, but something where you might have struggled, or where you feel a little bit challenged, or something developing which, focusing on which, will make this gift even stronger. And the Hermit card is the perfect card, because this is a card solely about you and you alone. This is a card which tells you that going deeper and communing with your spirit, your soul, maybe through meditation, or if there's a lack of enough spiritual practice, right spiritual practice in your life, maybe through that, just communicating with your inner self alone, with the intuitive side of you, with your inner voice, will even add much more magical transformation to whatever the little leftover parts of this gift are, the lacks of this gift are. So this Hermit card, this is about you alone. Maybe you're not able to find the right kind of practice or space for this kind of developing this in your life, into your life, or maybe you feel you're already strong and you can tackle anything, and you're not really interested in or beckoned by inner spiritual practice, or this could even be communicating more with nature, communicating with silence. So solitude will benefit you definitely. In nurturing yourself in solitude and developing that inner soul connection is something which will really be handy. So you need to pay attention to you more, a little bit more, to that, connecting with that inner voice, which will only come in silence. So cut out the noise, cut out the crowd, cut out too many people all the time, just communicate. So this is one area you definitely need to develop. I have a special card which I picked up. This is for an ancestral gift. What is that one ancestral gift which might have been bestowed upon you by your ancestral lineage, which whether you're aware of it or not really consciously aware of it, which your higher self, your guides, wish you to be aware of as this unique woman right now? What are your highest ancestral gifts? Nine of Wheels. This is wonderful. This is a beautiful card to get. So you women, this is a card of material abundance. This is a card of which says that you can not just have your cake, but you can eat it too. So this is a card which is of enough material abundance. This is of financial security, enough security which allows you to live a stress-free life, which allows you to pursue your highest potential and your soul spirit development, because money and the hassle about money is no longer a concern, is no longer something as an activity which predominates your life, so to say. So if you aren't already at this position, this is an ancestral gift which you are being made aware of. Know that you have the resources, you have the soul gift, you have the blessings to be able to come to this point in your life where the worry about money, worry about security, it will no longer be your primary concern. You will be well taken care of. You will have enough. You will be in abundance. They will never be lack. And so that you can pursue the highest spiritual goals or whatever it is that beckons you. Maybe it's a hobby you want to, pursue full time. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's painting. Maybe just being in nature. Maybe just traveling. Whatever brings, it lights up your soul. You will be able to do that because this is your ancestral gift. You will be able to do that, and the lack of money or material abundance will not be thwarting you. So this is, I think, a great gift to be aware of. This is an ancestral leaning. This is a blessing which your ancestry gives you. So if you're not aware, be sure to that you're aware of it now. Okay, so what is a shadow side of you or a truly unhealed side of you which your higher self, your healing guides wish you to be aware of right now? Because paying attention to this will potentially bring about magical transformation in your life. Because remember, the most wounded parts of us, that those are the parts which hold the potential for the maximum light, for the maximum empowerment to flow into our life when we start addressing them. Because other things are already in different stages of being healed, but this is truly an unhealed place. And you, if you are truly someone intuitive, or if you're a healer, you would already probably be aware of this. Letting go. See, and if I tie it more with this card, it makes even more sense, because in the tarot reading we take the entire picture all together, even if we read different cards separately. Letting go is a lesson you struggle with, and you are someone who's truly strong. You're someone who is, truly resilient. You're someone who's not afraid of adversity, who can stay calm in the face of fear and monsters, so to say, whatever kinds, but you might have problem in letting go and knowing when it's time to really let go. Something is not really worth it, your attention, your emotional investment, even fighting it, or even standing up to it. Even if you're strong and you're not afraid, you don't really, sometimes even if you're feeling you have to stand up to it, maybe it's a waste of your energy. Maybe it's, you don't have to, you just let go because it's not worth it. And letting go of it will hold better lessons for you and create a different, more beautiful, more productive, more abundant, more soulful path for you than, not letting go will. So this is something you struggle with. Once you get hold of something, or you pick a battle maybe, or you stand up against an adversary, or because you're strong, you're not afraid, sometimes you have difficulty in letting go, of a battle. Maybe even if it's a battle, or if it's something else, you need to let go. Letting go is not weak. Or sometimes you might feel pressure on, because you are so strong, on, you might feel a subtle kind of pressure from maybe other people, or the expectations of you, or your own expectations from yourself, that now once you've started something, or taken a stand, you cannot let go. But it's okay. You can at any time let go of things which are not for your highest good, and they no longer are worthy of your attention, your energy, your investment, mental, material, emotional, psychological, or even the investment of your strength in it. So letting go. And that's why I feel even more the Hermit card has come out for you, because this is about when you connect deeper with your soul communion, hear the voice of your soul, your higher self, you are able to let go better. You are able to get the intuitive guidance which tells you when it's time to let go, and you'll be able to do that effortlessly. So this is about spiritual development. When you are more developed inwardly, in more connected to the voice of your soul and higher self, letting go, because not being able to let go is an ego-based response. So when you're more in connection with your higher self, with the voice of love inside you, with the voice of your authentic self, this part of ego will have lesser and lesser hold on you, and you will be able to know and transform by being able to let go of things which you were not being able to let go of earlier, and which created more than your fair share of burdens and being stuck in your life. So well, that's it. And coming now to some of the most interesting cards, in case it resonates with any of you, this is with regard to a soulmate. You're looking for a soulmate or husband or partner who's already part of your life. So leave it if it's not something which resonates with you, or the romantic guidance which is coming through. But whatever way it makes sense, because this is a general reading, I hope it takes some, gets you some insight. Free yourself. See? Letting go and free yourself. Again, it's time to take back control of your life. So I feel this is something which again strongly speaks of letting go. Let go, let go, let go. What is it that you're holding on to, or what is it that you're allowing to, hold on to you, cling on to you, not leave you? And that's why it's draining you and taking away your power. Are there too many people dependent upon you because you're strong? too many people, just making use of you or sponging off you, because just because you can, you're strong enough to, too many dependencies or codependencies upon you, which you've allowed, and you don't mind, or even if they are irritating you, you're not really giving them attention. Even if they keep nagging at you and reducing the quality of your life, which you deserve, you're not really capable of feeling capable of letting them go, or breaking free. So it's your guidance, you need to break free. What is it now? You would know that. What is it? Is it a relationship? It's a way of being? Is it a pattern? Is it some kind of expectation others have of you? What is this? Is it a relationship with some person? What is it? Free yourself, and I'm sure you would be aware of this. Let's get to the abundance cards. What do the abundance angels have for you about abundance? Abundance can be all sorts of abundance: material abundance, abundance of health and well-being, abundance of wholeness, and that feeling of joy in our life. So it's all connected. It's all ultimately the stream of the same energy, whether it's translating into material aspect of money, finances, or into our other well-being. So what do they have for you? See, cooperation instead of competition. I feel again and again, see, throughout these past three cards the same theme has come. So it's again letting go. Maybe because you're so strong, it's like kind of coming into your dominating your outer personality too much, and you're getting maybe sometimes tied up or drawn to way too much into battles or competition. Even if you don't really, you're not someone who really needs to prove themselves through outer aggression, but sometimes you feel no, this time you have to prove, or this time you really have to take a stand, and sometimes you ending up taking more stands than you need to, getting involved in more battles than you need to. There are times when things can be done with love and just cooperation and just letting go and taking it easy, but instead you're taking it to that as an opportunity again to prove that you're strong, to prove that you're competent, to prove that you're better. So where are those areas which are hindering you instead of advancing you, because you are not in looking for opportunities which are there in your face of cooperation, of a synergistic energy which will make things better for you, rather than just being a one-on-one thing. So what it says is, what's yours is yours. No one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have to compete. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So you are strong. You don't need to prove anything to anyone any longer. Everyone knows. There's no doubt in anyone's mind about your strength or your ability to do things, take up tasks and challenges and take them to the end. But each time in life, that's not what your soul guidance wants you to do, your higher self wants you to do. That's not the only thing you've come here to learn. You've also come here to learn other aspects of your which help your soul to evolve, and cooperation is one of them. And you don't need to, sometimes you might feel unnecessarily guarded or defensive about that you have to pick up a battle. There's every time is not a time for picking up battles. Every time there is no need, where maybe strength is even needed. Some things can just get done so easily that when you look back and you've learned the lesson, you realize there was no need even for you to stand up or prove your strength in any out of the extraordinary way. It was just a matter of letting go and allowing things to flow. So allow things to flow, because lots of times we are just creating resistance by not allowing them to flow. So this is about it. Cooperation and working in harmony, cooperative partnerships will help you now, because when you add them to your strength, which you already have, they will create the perfect balance and bring about magical transformations. And the final card, your wisdom for today. What is the soul guidance, the wisdom your higher self wishes to send your way today? Respect. So for whatever this means for you in whatever context, I will just read it out for you. It says, respect is a foundation for any relationship, whether it's a relationship with your close friend, a relative, your teacher, or even the cashier at the supermarket. Believe that in any relationship where respect is present, the dynamic of any situation has a healthy foundation. Even though it's difficult to respect someone you don't feel respect for, challenge yourself to be respectful in your behavior. What do you win by being disrespectful? Carefully ask that from yourself. When in anger, Disrespect can easily take over. That is human, and you can correct it by aiming to be respectful afterwards. Be aware of the energy of respect and be graceful to the best of your ability. So honestly, I just by reading this, I again tied with this card. It ties up very easily for me, and I just feel that, it is possible that sometimes, because your personality can be truly intimidating for others, because you're so strong, you're so confident, you're so not afraid, that sometimes, you can, be a little contemptuous or look down upon others who are not necessarily like that in their outer personality. All of us are unique, and if because you are unique in such a strong way, in such an obvious way, you might look down upon others, or you might, even, and you might sometimes be low on patience on others who, are not exactly like you. They may, please remember, everyone might have their own strengths which you might not have, which are unique for them, and which are really valuable in different kinds of situations, because so I feel this is really about you. So this could be about someone else who's maybe making you feel tied down or something, but somehow I feel that it's more likely that this is for you, and you need to be a little more patient, a little more kind to others who might not be, as strong as you in so many things, and not really hold such judgment over them for their weakness, or especially when you're angry or impatient, that you fail to treat them respectfully, or you fail to treat them politely, because the energy we generates will come back to us in a different way in our life, even if not from the same person. So this is a very important lesson to have, that even if there are others who you feel don't have the kind of strength you do, and who you look upon as weak, please try to reevaluate your judgment or your attitude of them. And that's also where the Hermit card will come into play, and that's why it's all even more strongly becoming clear why this card came out. This will allow you to get in touch with that quieter, part of you, a personality, the part of you which is quiet, which is accepting, which is non-judgmental. And even when you are like that, you will still retain this strength. This will not go away anywhere. And perhaps it will become even stronger. The strength will become even more true strength, from strength to even greater true empowerment. So, well, these are your guidances, and I hope you had fun listening to this, pile A. All right, so for those of you wonderful women who chose this pile B, or you who were attracted to this little candle, well, here's your reading. So let's get straight down into your strengths first, something which you're truly aware of, something you appreciate in yourself, something which is of real value in you, and something which is also probably admired by other people. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is a very unusual card, to get as a strength. So I'm just trying to, see what intuitive insights come to me on the top of my head. So I really feel somehow that, you are someone who is, who knows how to give the right amount of importance to money, or to security, or to finances. You are someone who is not completely material, like run by money. Your world is not a world which is run entirely by money. Everything is for money and because of money, and and neither are you someone who doesn't value money, who lives in frugality, and who is like, being self-righteousness about poverty, and who's upholding poverty and the value of living frugal. So it's not that. So you are in, I think, some kind of a perfect balance, or you are likely someone who who's able to achieve that kind of wisdom, that kind of balance from within you, where you know the right value of money. You are not someone who's overtly miserly, or who holds on to money, who doesn't want to spend money in the right way, who does not, who disallows themselves from experiencing the joys of life, where money can help, in being generous to yourself, in self-care, in being generous to others where it's really required, where it's the right thing to do. You are, you're not insecure of that. You are able to do that. And you also not someone, on the other hand, who's just completely wasting away money, dealing with money recklessly, left, right, and center, and who's it's like having a feast one day and going hungry the other day. So that's not, you're not in danger of that. So I feel somewhere, because 4 is also a number of security, of balance, of stability, it's like of stable foundation. So I feel someone somehow or the other, you will be able to, or you already have a stable foundation. Even if you're not overtly rich, or just drowning in money, and also that might not even be one of your aims, you will be taken care of. You use money well, you know how to use it right, when what are the things which are in life are of greater value than money, and when how much value to give to money. You neither you live in contempt of money, and you neither live treating money like god. So that's that kind of balance I sense in you. You are balanced in your treatment of money, you realize it, and you have gratitude for things you can do because of money, because of financial abundance or financial security. And you might have financial aims in your life already, and you might have ambitions which you are yet working on. But at the same time, you're very clear that money is not everything. You're not someone who's going to be either overtly tied to money, and so you do have that sense of, I feel, balance, the right amount of care and the right amount of generosity with money, neither overtly cautious, being miserly, holding on to it, clinging on to it, like the typical miser, not letting yourself or anyone else get any good out of that money. And either are you someone who's just just being a spendthrift and spending left, right, and center with credit card debts and all kinds of debts, and just blowing away all the money you get onto everything you can do with it. So this is something I feel, it's one of your greatest gifts, and which will hold you in good stead. It will help you deal right with, create the right solid foundations, impart that kind of wisdom also onto your children, onto others who might not be that balanced, not in their perspective and in a wisdom to do with money, or with financial financial resources. Yeah, so that's what I feel. And okay, let's get down to the weakness, so to say, something which which you might struggle with right now, struggle a bit with, and you're aware that you struggle with it, and you have to evolve through it, because this kind of holds you back. So you have the King of Swords here. So okay, this is very interesting, because the King of Swords, now with this card, there's always very logical. You are someone very able to use, it's not that you're not someone emotional, but you're someone who doesn't like to show your emotions easily, at least not to strangers. You're someone who's you know very logical, very precise in their judgment, in their in what they want to say, clear headed. And you're someone whose guidance might actually be of real value if it's also pertains to a special professional advice. For example, this is a great card to have for someone who's like a surgeon, a surgeon, because precision, non-emotional judgment, doing the right action, what is right, instead of what instead of being your judgment being clouded by emotion. So this will, giving the right advice, even if that's not something which pleases you, but because it's the right advice to give, you will give that. So that's the kind of card. So this is something I feel you struggle with. Either sometimes I feel your emotions cloud over your sense of judgment. You might have good judgment, but sometimes because you get too reactive, your sense of impartial, clear, unbiased judgment might get clouded over, because you can get too drowned in emotions or sensitivity. So this aspect might sometimes get drowned, even if you're aware that it's getting drowned. Now that's the thing, but because you cannot hold yourself back at that time. Or on the other hand, it's also possible that sometimes your words are so clear, so direct, because you want yourself to be so head based, because you have no doubt that this is what you want to say and this is right. So sometimes you might lose, you might not realize that you need to be more sensitive, or that kindness, you need to be kind, or that is like, it's like not just speaking the truth, but speaking it like with the edge, like the a sword cuts, with your words being as harsh or as cutting as a sword. So truth can also be conveyed. You don't have to compromise on speaking the truth or what is right, because you have a very clear, sometimes maybe a clearer sense of perception, getting to the core of things. Like a sword, you are able to easily clear out the clutter and see to the heart of a matter, and you like to convey it like it is. But sometimes you don't need to compromise on that. You can still do it, but you can do it in kinder ways, with a more sensitive energy, with a more empathic attitude, empathetic attitude. So that's what this is an area, either way, you struggle with, either due to over emotional reaction sometimes, which clouds this judgment and the clarity of what you want to convey, even though you might be very clear and your judgment might be right, but because your emotions are clouding so much, the other person, are not really able to get the essence of what you truly are meant to say, even when it's right, or by being too harsh, in the way you convey things, even when you are right. So, this is what I feel you might need to, might be an ongoing lesson, and something which you struggle with and have problems with people over. Okay, let's look at the sacred gift. I picked out a special card for some ancestral gift which you have received down from your lineage, which is a special sacred gift. Now, this is something you might not be consciously aware of, and so you're being guided to, now make use of it and to be aware of it. So this is okay, Seven of Wheels. This is a great card. This is a card of persistence and patience and hard work, but letting you know that once you do this, once you're not afraid of patient wait, persistence, stability in something, your rewards will come. You're not likely someone, who is just like you, touches everything and it becomes just gold instantly, or it's like quick, everything happens quickly, instantly, instant rewards in your life. You're probably someone who, who's had to struggle, or who's still having to struggle in some way, some aspects of your ambition, something, or maybe you feel you put in too much work, you do so much but nothing really comes out of it. Or if you're really intuitive, you have sense that things are on their way, but you are now in a phase where you need to just allow them to come. So you are in that allowing phase. So no, this is a card when you are really into something with your heart and soul and passion, and you give all of yourself through inspired action. You also need to know what is inspired action, like not all just action, and not, you need to know the balance between doing and letting go, between doing and being. So if you are able to achieve that kind of balance, and you already have, and you know that you've been giving it your best, you need to know that uh, y- things you've been waiting for and you've been working for will come to you. It's like a bamboo shoot, something, bamboo tree. For years nothing will be there, you won't even know what's happening beneath the earth, and suddenly it'll come, shooting out. So that's the kind of rewards which can offer, be indicated by this kind of a card and this kind of an ancestral gift. So that's what I feel, so things, when you work, when you let go, and when you allow, this is something which needs your gifts in life. What flows to you, your rewards of the work you do, are not the instant kinds. They are the kinds which will suddenly sprout, or which once they will sprout in a solid way, more solid than what they would have been if it would have been instant. So that's an ancestral gift for you. So don't worry, get out of your own way. If it's something you've been working at, now allow the things to flow to you. Know that they'll happen in the right way, right time, but the rewards will flow to you because you have deserved it. So that's an ancestral gift that will not go waste. Your hard work, the real inspired action taken for something, will not go waste. It will happen in the right time. Okay, let's look at some other cards I have here, all interesting ones. This is a real fun reading. I'm really enjoying it. So, what is one shadow side of you, unhealed side, which you are being guided to, begin healing, begin sending love to, begin working on? Because once you start doing this, it'll transform maybe so many aspects of your life, all these in magical ways, because automatically that healed energy will flow into different aspects. So, let's see what this is. Inner child. This is beautiful. You guys definitely have some inner child healing and release to do at some point of time in your childhood, perhaps, or in this lifetime or other lifetime. You've had your inner child really unhealed, wounded, hurt, and so that inner child is still stuck at that point, at that stage in life, at that point in time and space, when that hurt, when that bitterness, when that pain originated. And even in ways you're absolutely not aware of, that child is running your life because it's in an unhealed state. So you need to integrate that child, with your truth, with your present adult self, because even if you're an adult, you might not know that it's still through the emotions and the unhealed state of the inner child that your life is being guided. And it's so much is being, and to also be connected to this, I feel this hard work you're doing, and where you feel the rewards come too slow or don't come, this could be because the inner child is in a state where it believes in false patterns, in false self-sabotaging beliefs of unworthiness. So it doesn't believe it's worthy of getting this, of getting rewards, of being abundant, because it feels unlovable, unworthy, and a whole lot of other things. That's why these things are stagnant and not being as abundant as you deserve them to be. because the subconscious is being run by the inner child. In your conscious, you might believe you're worthy, you might be empowered, but your inner child is so disempowered that you have no idea that the subconscious is way more powerful. It holds way more information than our conscious mind is even aware of, and that might be running your life. So I strongly advise you to, you know, get into some kind of practice, maybe hypnotherapy, maybe just meditations which you can do on your own. There's so much available online these days, and maybe even a Reiki session. Why not? Reiki sessions can be helpful so much. I do a lot of inner child healing for my own self, so for that you can always get in touch with me for a Reiki session if that's what you're interested in. It goes really deep. So whatever method you feel guided by, whatever you feel guided by, do definitely work on your inner child, because I can promise you that we are not aware how much of an unhealed inner child can hold us back of our entire lives. So I really have compassion for this. Send compassion, send love to your inner child. Talk to your inner child, even if you can, before, you know, sleeping. You can even give your inner child a name, you know, maybe your own name, like you when you were little or however, and you can start having developing a new connection with this child. Trust me, this is really important. Okay, let's get down to some romance guidance for you, some heart-based guidance for those of you for whom it resonates. If it's not, if everything is already hunky-dory and you really feel you might not be in need of any romance guidance, well, even still, you might be surprised. It might just point out to something which had been nagging at you, which you had been subtly aware of, but now it's out in the conscious. So, well, let's see. Work on your partnership. Give your relationship a chance. So whether this is for people who are already in committed relationships, or you know, a new relationship, or you know, somebody you're getting interested in right now, just developing stages, either ways you need to work on this, and this is mutual, so don't take it for granted, I feel. And you would know whatever this work on, whatever it means for you, what does work on it mean for you, you know. So give it presence, give it your mindfulness, give it your, you know, a complete attention. Work on it, don't take it for granted, because this definitely, once worked on, this has a chance of, you know, being whatever you really want it to be, whatever really, you know, you would like it to be. So you know, that kind of high vibrational, that kind of really developed relationship, that kind of truly beautiful relationship, but it will not happen without you giving it that kind of time, priority, or without you working on it. So it will need some work. There might have been misunderstanding somewhere. Work, talk, trust, you know, sharing, reflecting together, anything which you will, something what is needed. So whatever it is, please work on it, because working on it, this is will definitely make it better, definitely heal things which need to be healed, and they can be a stronger connect which can be developed. So that's great. Guidance now, all heart-based things. Now we spoke of the heart. Now let's speak of abundance and money, whether it's abundance and money, or for health and well-being, or of financial resources. Let's see what the abundance guides have there for you. Power of prayer. Okay, let's see what it says. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are waiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. So I feel strongly that if some of you have been working on manifesting good health or better health, or you've been working on you know, developing abundance, receiving greater abundance, material abundance, greater flow of abundance in your life, greater prosperity, and you're also doing everything you feel you can, please, you know, connect to God. You already might have been doing this, but if you already have, this is a reaffirmation that it will work. It's working. God is listening. Your divine guides are listening. They are already on your team. They are already working for you, and they are already, with the infinite ingenuity, resourcefulness, creating solutions which your mind couldn't even have imagined. Just, if you're impatient, just give it time. Just know that it's working, and these solutions, these answers, these ways, these channels will, these miracles will flow to you. They will come to you. Just stay connected in your prayers and in your gratitude for things which you already have, for blessings you already have. Just stay connected to God for all of those. Keep praying, keep connecting, stay in connection and in state of allowance. So, and of course, if you get any divine inspiration, work on that, because that inspiration would be sent to you by the heavens, by the divine source. So this is being worked upon. If you've been praying, your prayers are in the process of being answered. So that's, I think that's a wonderful little thing to celebrate on, isn't it, in this month of women's celebration? Okay, and the final card I have here for you is your wisdom for today. Let's see what this is. What wisdom is your higher self sending your way today, or at this point of time? Focus. Okay, let's see. So maybe it's like you've been defocused or focusing on too many things, or you need greater focus. So let's see what it says, and whatever is relevant for you, you can, get that intuitively. It says multitasking is wonderful. No, multitasking is sometimes necessary, often stressful, but not always wonderful. Learning to focus in peace on whatever your intention is, cleaning house, talking to a friend, or studying, will give you the possibility to be more productive. If your focus is to check social media, clean, talk to a friend, work, or study all within a few hours, it's rarely possible to be peacefully productive and focused. It can't support your daily energy in a healthy way. Decide what you want to focus on. Have a tough conversation with yourself where you say, today I will focus on dash, whatever it is, you decide what it feels right. I will not divide my energy on anything else. If your life is full of continual multitasking, your stress level will rise, which will have a direct or prolonged effect on your health. Choose your focus for today, then do it. You will thank yourself for being focused. So I think this is very, very self-evident, the guidance. So if you have been trying to, create too many things, or being, putting too much pressure and weight on yourself, being too hard on yourself, with all the things you need to do, or perhaps, you need to prove to yourself, time to let go, time to take a rest, time to choose your priorities and know that it's okay. You don't have to do everything all at once, and nor is there anything you have to prove to anyone or even to yourself. Connect with the divine, be guided what is right thing for you to do at one particular point of time, and give all your love and joy to it, and do it joyfully. And don't be, you, or either way, you're doing one task but your head and your mental attention is elsewhere. So whatever you are doing, even if it's just washing your utensils, a cup in the kitchen, give your love and attention to just that piece of chore at the moment, knowing that the day will flow. When you are in divine communion, in divine connection, the day will flow, and you will be guided exactly to the task you need to give your attention to at that point of time. It will happen spontaneously, it will be taken care of, and no, nothing will left undone or behind. So that's your guidance for you, all those women who chose pile B. All right, so if you chose this little tiny bottle of essential oil, this is your pile C. So let's get straight into your reading. Women of pile C, what are your biggest strengths or your greatest appreciable gifts or talents? Let's see. Four of Cups. Okay, I've been getting some really interesting cards in, about gifts and strengths. So this is an unusual card to get here, but it's really interesting when this does happen. So I feel that you are someone who is, very, very, I feel, optimistic. You're someone who's really great at, looking at the brighter side of life, looking at the brighter side of things, even when nothing seems to work, even when nothing is working, and even in situations where most of the other people around you, or most other mortal human beings, will be, stressed out or complaining or bored or restless or listless or disinterested, when nothing, they feel that nothing is good is happening to them, life is, really not treating them well, or it's just there's too much boredom, there's no newness, there's no novelty, no excitement, and all the good things you wanted are not happening. So you are someone who can, really the kind of person who can make, you know heaps of lemonade out of lemons which life hands to you. And you are just, and even if that doesn't mean you're never upset, or don't feel that its life is being unfair sometimes, but that will hardly last long enough. You cannot stay in that position for long. You're someone who will not just perk yourself up, but you'll also perk up others around you. You can focus on the blessings even when things appear dark, even when so much you wanted is not happening. You will ultimately very quickly be able to turn your attention around on the blessings and find joy in them, and pull yourself out of that complaint zone, or that self-pity or victimized zone, and you will be able to create happiness around you. And just by this gift, you will again make things better. Just by this gift, just by practicing this gift of gratitude, which is an inherent part of you, to be happy, to be grateful, and to look at what's working, to look at the brighter things, to spot the little nice things in your life, to always look at silver linings. You often end up getting a lot of things, because that energy will create a further energy, which will bring the things which you wanted, and it will bring you more things to be grateful for. So that's wonderful. Never change, please. This is a wonderful thing to have, and this is something which you can really help inspire others to around you with. So that's great. you know So let's see what are the areas which where you struggle with. This is a wonderful area which in which you highly develop. So what is the area which where you need to or are aware of developing more, where you've struggled or where you know less evolved right now at this point of time? Let's see what that is. Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is very, very interesting. So okay, so somehow I feel that either you are not really, you're struggling somehow with some kind of lack. Either there's lack in health, or there's lack with uh, of monetary resources, of prosperity, and somewhere you're feeling that lack in life. You're feeling down and out and tired and exhausted. It could have been a bout of unemployment, it could have been something else, but there is something, there's you feeling you're not feeling prosperous. So you're, this is something where you're having to struggle at with building a prosperity, will bring building up, or it could be, with building up a prosperity mindset. Now while I said this is, now this might appear contradictory with this card, but somewhere it's possible that either it's happening and you're struggling with that, to be really able to create financial prosperity, a stable solid foundation for you and your loved ones, where somehow you feel that it's not enough what you have, and you're constantly living in a zone of insecurity. Even if you're able, even if you are able to appreciate and have gratitude for so much and be optimistic, but even then the reality is that abundance is something you are struggling with in life. Or it's possible that somehow you tend to worry from time to time that this could fall upon you, or sometimes you have difficulty in being in a state of abundance, practicing abundance as a mental state, because somehow your life experiences or past experiences with you or your other family members have been tough, have been challenging. So, or because of some unhealed trauma in childhood, because something or the other, or because of your own experiences, you've experienced lack or poverty or scarcity, and fear, in your mind, deep inside your subconscious, that fear is there again of what if this happens again, and you have to deal with it. Or or it's like mindset, I so either it's a physical situation right now, or because of some unhealed part of you, this is a trauma which you really struggle with. And because of that also, because maybe you work on yourself, you're still able to develop a positive attitude, but this is there because this is there somewhere in the subconscious, this poverty or lack mindset, feeling left out in the cold, like there's no one who has your back and you have to fend alone for yourself. This could also be one of your fears or aspects you struggle with. So this is all part of healing, nothing which cannot really be healed. So let's look at the shadow side card, which will maybe throw some more light on this. So let's say a shadow side or unhealed part of you, your subconscious, which your higher self really wishes you to focus on in this point of time. But before that, let's look at a special card I picked up, and this is a card of ancestral blessing. So what is one blessing which you have been bestowed upon by your ancestral lineage, a blessing which probably you're not even aware of or consciously given attention to as of now? So let's look at that ancestral blessing. Okay, this is a wonderful card, and what a wonderful card to receive after this struggle, which this challenge which you deal with, this unhealed part of you. So this card is a card of rewards. It's a card which promises a material, professional success, even fame, even like respect, being acknowledged for a task well done, being acknowledged for professional tasks achieved, being acclaimed, being honored, being sent respect, being rewarded, being promoted, rising to professional heights. It's like fame, leading something, leadership position, something. But this is a card of reward, where what you are done brings you monetary or professional rewards usually. So this is something which you already either have experienced, you have experienced, and because of something which went wrong sometime, now this fear has come up. But this card is there, it's an ancestral blessing. So if this is one of your fears, whether you will achieve it or not, or be able to hold on to it or not, I think I see this as a reconfirmation that professional rising, professionally, professional acclaim, professional rewards, being acknowledged is definitely a part of your lineage. It's a blessing which has been given to you, and it is part of your energy. It is very much there, even if it might not be evident right now or has not already been evident. This is a reward. You do have it in you to rise to leadership positions, to even achieve fame, to achieve acknowledgement, appreciation, and for many other people to look up to you actually for that. So that is there in your energy. So please work on whatever this is for you, and develop it, be aware of it. So I think that's great reassurance. So getting back to the shadow side. All right, so this is a card which talks about sexual art. So I feel some of you might have an unhealed sacral chakra, because that has again to do a lot with our the sexual part of us, the reproductive part, also the creative and the spontaneous part of us. So that's the sacral chakra, which is in the pelvic region. So I feel that some of you might, need to heal. There might be, because again, a lot of unhealed wounds. Maybe even this could also be blocking your sacral chakra, if it's prosperity related, or abundance related, or related to your ability to be spontaneous or live free of fear, or to live in joy, in perfect joy, and to not feel guilty of having pleasure because you feel something will go wrong. So all those things might be connected somewhere with the sacral chakra. And it's also possible that you might be undergoing some challenges, little or small, with some parts of your body connected with the sacral chakra, with the lower part of your body, or the reproductive side. It's possible. Or otherwise, you might feel blocked in some way in your spontaneity, in your ability to create things, even if, whether it's ability to create abundance, or create, give birth, give life to projects. And when if it's physically giving birth to something, or giving birth to things which you want to give birth to, like projects, and you know breathing life into them. So something in your sacral chakra, and wearing orange, a lot of orange, working a lot with oranges, different shades of oranges, and doing things spontaneously, not without too much planning, like just going out because you want to go out on a walk, on a nature walk, doing things which you wouldn't have really done because they are not part of your daily schedule or whatever. So doing things spontaneously. So those are something which we can really help heal this chakra. And working on meditations of this chakra, or maybe even things like Reiki, or maybe even things like hypnosis, or the specific music frequencies for the sacral chakra. I feel this is something which can really briefly said, we can talk a lot on this topic, but briefly, these are some of the things which can really help you in this area. Okay, let's look at some guidance, which comes heart-based guidance from the romance angels for whoever of you out there is you ready to receive it, however it resonates for each of you, this being a general reading. It says, keep an open mind. It says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So this, in case this is this seems more relevant for those of you who are already in you who are not already in lasting relations, but maybe are maybe in the initial stages of a relationship, or on the lookout, or are ready to receive their loved ones or soulmates, or ready to get romantically involved in a committed way. So this is like just telling you, making you aware that do not be too focused, or too pinpointed upon the things which the ideal fantasies, or things you feel like a checklist, that this is what I'm looking for. And if so that if you're so focused, and your right soulmate, someone who'll totally be a perfect fit for you, and who'll totally be together as a perfect whole with you, you miss that person because that person passes by who has everything, most of the things, but because you said, okay, brown hair and he has black hair, so you missed it. Or you said, okay, the height needs to be 6 feet and he's like 5 feet 11 inches tall, so you miss that. Don't be too pinpointed, focused, and over obsessed with things you have. He should appear this way, dress this way, or this kind of money, this kind of job, this kind of profession, this kind of words, this kind of you don't know. You can be you when you allow things to happen, when you are allowing your intuition to lead you, trust me, the right person will come into your life. And when especially when you're not acting desperate, when you're not really living in fear of being left alone, when you are honoring yourself enough to know that you do not need to settle for a compromise for someone just because you feel time is running out, or just because someone else told you that if you keep on waiting you'll not get anyone, or just because your parents want you to be settled or get married. No, honor yourself, don't settle for anything less, but at the same time know that you cannot be really focused too much on superficialities. You have to allow, once you set your intention and once you've shared with the universe the essence of who you want to be, the essence should matter to you, the essence of what you want should not be compromised. But other than that, let go and allow the package to be delivered to you in whatever way the universe knows is right for you, because the inner essence of that relationship will be what you want. So keep an open mind, know what needs to be part of your checklist, and know what you really need to pay no attention to. Be open, don't be too obsessed, don't be too finicky. At the same time, know that what are the things you will not compromise on, and because you deserve the best. Be in an empowered state and allow this to happen. And also, if you've already met the person you wanted, or you already, going in a relationship, but somewhere you still have doubts, or, nagging self-doubts, unsureties, or commitment phobias because of certain things not, feeling the way you had imagined them to be, again, no, this could again be guidance for you. Focus on what matters, what truly matters. Is that there? Is the soul thing there? The rest can all, it will really not matter in a few years. It will not matter if the essence is not there. Then everything else will, even if it's there, it'll still not be worth it. Okay, let's look at the abundance guidance form. Abundance guide is about money. This is about abundance of health and well-being, the abundance of joy. So let's look at the abundance guidance, usually to do with financial prosperity. Gratitudeless. Now, when I look at this, I feel some of you might have been, drawn too much into patterns of complaint, or not even complain, but because they've been some maybe tough times, or things have not been going your way, or prosperity has not been flowing to you the way you want, or maybe prosperity is flowing to you, but because of that, you've started taking it too much for granted, and next, it goes on. So whatever it be the case, gratitude is being what's you being guided to. So you absolutely need to stay more in a state of gratitude for all the things you already have, whether they are more, whether they are less, whether a lot of your dreams have come true, or whether many of them are still to come true. Gratitude is still what you are being guided to, as a way of life, as a way to enhance your life and enhance the gifts and blessings in your life, and open the energy channels for more good things to flow into through gratitude, never through complaint, never through taking them for granted. It says, count your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have. It helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. That's the another thing. The other thing, when you worry, and when you're impatient, and when you feel challenged or stressed, again, gratitude is great healing balm. Gratitude for so much you already have working, even if it's a nice sound bed with a good mattress to sleep on, and not having to go hungry at night, or having a family around you, or just even if you're alone, having a door which you can open into, which leads you into a place you call your own. Anything and everything can be reason for gratitude. So figure out now, and you'll realize you have a list way longer than what you expected if you start writing down things to be grateful for. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude, and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe. Remember, there is no lack in the universe, there is only lack in our mental state. So there is enough and more than enough for everyone in the universe. The universe never has insecurity, it never has a lack of abundance. It has enough abundance for every one single one of us on this planet, and way more left over, and it's infinite. We just need to be able to, in a mental state enough, in an energetic state enough, to be able to allow this kind of abundance to be part of our life. And one of the things we can do that is to know the value of being gratitude, to be mindful about it, because we forget from time to time to be grateful. So to become so mindful about it that it becomes an integrated, effortless part of our life, opening up so much more. And I end this reading for you, beautiful women who chose pile 3. So I end this reading with your wisdom for today. What is that higher wisdom your higher guides and angels and higher self wish to send your way today, especially at this point of time, to end this reading with? Wonderful. So this ties in wonderfully with the gratitude card. See what it says? Show your appreciation, gratitude, thankfulness. See? Do you remember to show your appreciation? Do you remember to say thank you? Give thanks when thanks are called for. Show your appreciation mindfully as much as you can. Sometimes we just take things for granted. We assume to receive good service or support anytime we need it. Our demands might override the possibilities of many moments of appreciation. Show your genuine appreciation to people close to you. Show your kind appreciation to the stranger traveling through your life. Even the appreciation to the people who deliver your Amazon packages, right? Happily show it in your daily encounter at your favorite restaurant. This will increase your quality of life and the quality of life of others. We will all enjoy more smiles when we show our appreciation. So there is no doubt about this in my mind, that gratitude is something, because it's like a double card. It's your guides, your higher selves are really, tell her about gratitude. Tell her, it'll transform her life. Tell her, it'll clear the worries. Tell her, it'll clear the lacks. So guys, or women, you need to really pay attention to this, and I'm sure this is not difficult to do now that you're all aware of this, and I'm sure you're all intuitive and intelligent women, so you will be able to bring this back into your life. All right, so I have come now to the final reading in this pick a pile reading, the final pile, and this is a special card which I picked out. This is for ancestral blessing you have, but let's first get started with your biggest strengths, your biggest gifts which you are aware of, and which highly likely people around you are aware of, something which you really appreciate in yourself and are admired for, a gift, a talent, a strength in your inner or outer personality. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of unusual cards here in this position today, which makes the reading all the more interesting. So I feel you are someone who is, really you have that energy, that optimism, that curiosity, which is no matter what age you are, it's like childlike. It's like in a way you are ageless, in that sense that whatever age you will be in, you can be assured that your sense of curiosity will never be lost, and that is something which probably sets you apart from others. This is usually a card which comes for in the early phase of life, or for teenagers or something like that, and you have that quality. This is a quality of spontaneity. This is, you have the quality of action. You are never scared of action. Like, if you're someone like, even if you're 60 or 70 and someone were to say to you, maybe someone half your age, let's go for a hike right now, let's go, it'll be fun, let's tackle that hike, and you're highly likely someone who will have the excitement and the enthusiasm for that. And when you have that, your inner physical ability will also start matching that energy of enthusiasm, and you will likely want to go do that. So you are someone who likes action. You don't really like to be just all laid back all the time or too lazy. You're someone who likes action, who's not scared of action, who's not afraid to do things. You are curious about things. You almost sometimes are awaiting action. What is the next thing you can do? What is the next thing you can be curious about? So that kind of, sometimes you can even go looking out for action, going out and seeking action and seeking new things to do and seeking novelties. So that's the kind of, so this, that energy, that sparkling kind of buzzing energy, that is still there around you, and you're ready to fly or drive off or take off, and the sense of adventure, that adventure, ready to be, that kind of spirit is there in you. So I think that's a wonderful gift to have, guys, girls, women. Okay, what is that one area now which you struggle with, or something you struggle with? Because remember, when we have strengths, we also have our weaknesses. So one area where you can work more, because it's kind of undeveloped right now, and you might be aware of this or not aware of this, but here is the guidance. So it's Three of Wands, and I feel this is about, again, it ties in wonderfully with this. So what I feel is that while you have a lot of initial enthusiasm and excitement about a lot of things, and lack of excitement or lack of energy or lack of curiosity is never really your downfall. It's never really your weak area. You have abundance of it. You might be, on the other hand, someone who's not really able to take things to their logical um, conclusion, to the right endings, because that requires persistence, that requires patience, and that is something where you might fall a little back on. Initial excitement and the energy and the curiosity is there, but then the patience and the maturity and the stability to see things through till the end, and even when they are in so-called boring stages of development, when you might lose interest. So that is something you need to work on, because that is something which will allow your world to open up more, even professionally, even in terms of things you really like to do, and start making hobbies into bigger passions, into bigger channels, from hobbies into bigger channels. So that is somewhere where you need to allow yourself to move from this stage to this stage, to stay stuck and not really allow that sense of overriding boredom, or lack of excitement, and constantly looking for newer pastures, new things to learn about or curious about. To be focused, a little more focused, a little more persistent, a little more disciplined in yourself, and work on yourself. Maybe meditation is something which will really help you, an inner practice which will develop that calm, focused, more stable energy inside you, that will help you open up. Because sometimes you might be feeling constrained because you want to do so much, you get a certain way, but then you're not able to expand more, you're not able to expand your horizons more, when you really want to cross more oceans, cross more horizons. So that is something where you struggle at. So your answers might come from this, and from your inner energy and going inwards. Let's see what is a shadow area. This card also throws a lot of wisdom our way, but before that, let's get first see this card of ancestral blessing. So what is that one particular ancestral gift or ancestral blessing which you have received from your lineage, and which your guides wish you to be aware of at this time in this reading? Wonderful. This is a wonderful card to have. The Ten of Wheels is always, always about abundance. So, guys, you guys are lucky guys. You will be, unless you already have it, will be someone who will be receiving financial security in life, whether through your own work or through the work of, through in a relationship you are in, or through a legacy which has been, or an inheritance which you have been, bestowed literally now. So whatever way, this stage where it's like, you have enough prosperity, enough abundance, where the money and the prosperity is not something which, any longer you have to worry about, or the material aspects of your life and your well-being and your loved ones well-being is no longer something you have to worry about. This is that stage, when there's so much abundance, there's enough abundance for you to even start taking it for granted, and kind of get bored with it. But if you're right, if you're really connected, then this abundance will not make you feel bored or take it for granted. You will be rather living this abundance, and with gratitude each day. You'll be mindful of what this abundance means for you. You'll be mindful for what it has done for you. So that kind of abundance. So unless it's already on the way, this is something which your ancestral lineage promises you. So someday, hopefully, it will be a reality. If it's not now, where you'll have enough, and you'll also be able to create a legacy, pass down a legacy or inheritance to your children or to your loved ones. You'll have that kind of capacity too. So this will be like the king and queen in their palace. So you will have be lording it over your little personal empire, or your little bit of prosperity, and all will be taken care of. And money, insecurity, prosperity, those little things will not be a botheration for you. You will be able to have enough security, enough generosity, and to be able to be generous with others and pass off on legacies. Okay, so that's, I think, a very reassuring card, I'm sure, for a lot of you, where it matters. So let's look at one unhealed shadow side. This is a very powerful raw deck, and it talks of unhealed shadow sides, are unhealed inner parts, and working on which might really, in fact, help clear away a lot of unhealed aspects here in the other cards, and throw light on the other aspects of our life where we are struggling. Victim consciousness. Okay, so this is a very interesting card when we get. So this is, it's possible that in some parts of your life, or because of some unhealed trauma you carry from your childhood, or from another lifetime, or maybe even passed on from some ancestors, so somewhere you are carrying that trauma, and you're stuck in a victim mode or complaint mode, or you're feeling like life is not being fair to you, or you feel that people are persecuting you, or you feel that injustice is done to you, or you feel like you have to be defensive because you feel constantly having that defensive energy, which does not allow you to fully open up to life and fully accept and embrace life, because you have that, you're almost on an edge that something will happen to you where you will be victimized. That insecurity, that fear, that looking over your shoulder all the time, not being able to stay off guard, always wanting to be on guard or something. So that is this energy, and that's hurting your life. You have to really let go. You have to learn to live, let go of the defensiveness. There's no one out there. Spirit is taking care of you. It has your back, just like it has every single one of ours back. It's there for you. And if you're overtly in this victim consciousness, it's possible that through this card you're becoming more aware of it, if you were not yet fully aware of it, and now you start realizing that yes, indeed, you're working through this victim consciousness. So it's time to tell you that you need to let go of this, and and it's blocking your life. This is a perception. This is your mind working on you. This is the ego working on you, keeping in stuck in this. It's not allowing you to develop and fully embrace and meet life, and even maybe be able to create this expansion. So nobody out there is persecuting you the way maybe an unhealed trauma or unhealed ego is persecuting you. No one else is out there. Know that you're empowered. Know that you don't need to stay in this mode forever, and that don't always have to be defensive. And if you are always defensive, then know that work on what it is inside you which causes you to come back to that state again and again, because otherwise it will keep on perpetuating this pattern again and again and again. Unless you're mindful and you start becoming aware, you will not be able to come out of this. But when you are mindful and aware, a lot of light can start falling into it, enough to start dissolving it and opening up your life in so many ways. Okay, let's come to some of the most exciting parts of the reading, women. If you're looking for potential soulmates, partners, husband, you're on the look, or you have someone who's already in your life you really interested in. So, well, whatever, in however way this resonates, this is the guidance straight from the romance angels for you. Heart-based guidance. Take it in whatever context, in whatever way it resonates with you, or if it does not, then maybe it's not meant for you at this point of time. Very soon. I think this is one of the best cards you guys have received today, and I feel those of you who chose this pile would know what this means for you. It would be making sense for at least many of you. It says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this is strongly about heart-based guidance, that if you're looking for perfect one, the right one, it's either, if it's not happening, it's either because you are confused or you're not allowing it to happen, because it's set to, the energy is very right and right for it to happen very soon. The person is on your way, being energetically manifested or being guided on your path, your way. Just allow it to happen, but be clear, because the energy of confusion or being in two minds or not being sure yourself is not something which is going to surely set the perfect person your way. You have to be sure for yourself first. What is it you seek? What is it which really matters to you? And what are the other things, trivialities, which you don't want to focus your attention on? What is the essence of that which matters to you, what you are truly deserving on, which you'll not compromise on? And what are the other things which can take care of themselves? You need to be clear about some of those and other things, and allow this to happen, because some really good news does look like set to be on your way, even whether it's an engagement or the beginning of a commitment in a relationship which was casual till now, whatever this means for you. So it says that yes, the energy is very right, but you need to be clear, to the point, and honest within yourself to allow this to happen. So very soon, the energy is very conducive. So great. I hope this means good news for some of you. Okay, so abundance angels, this was a card from abundance angels who talk about our wealth, our prosperity guidance, and a lot of other things related to our financial and physical well-being. And again, you have a most wonderful card here which says obstacles and blocks are lifted. So if you felt that you were going through some money troubles or insecurities or challenges or worries, they will be, and the process of their being lifted has already started. And this is the energy of Archangel Michael, I feel, and this is really a protective energy. So your financial concerns, your loans, or things you've been worried about monetary, they are already being taken care of. Don't worry. Resources, the universe has infinite resources, and they will be guided as you need and as is right for you, your way. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Wonderful. And finally, to end this reading, I have your final card with me, which is your wisdom for today, the wisdom which your higher self most wishes to give to you at this point of time, because they wish you to hear it and be aware of it. The rest is up to you. What a unique statement. What a unique card. Let's see what it says. You have been seeking help and you have received support in many different ways. You might be disappointed when you don't get what you want as soon as you want it. Okay, so this could be again this energy, being disappointed if you don't get something as soon as you want it, the Knight of Swords energy. You may be demanding that someone else take responsibility for your life in a way that's not possible. Again, this energy, which is the good one, but this is the negative aspects of that. You may have lost or not have acquired your personal responsibility. When all help possible has been given and when everyone has listened to your problems, it's important to remember that sometimes the rest is up to you. That's what it means. It can be tough and feel unfair after everything you have been through, but there is this fact of life. Your life is your life. You need to take personal responsibility. Hang in there and kindly ask yourself, how can I be responsible for what is going on in my life right now? Well, what wonderful guidance, and what heart-opening guidance, and what I think this will clear the energy of anyone who's for whom it's meant, and would set a lot of things in the right perspective, guys. So I hope this reading, the rest is up to you to make sense, is there for you to make sense of it, and the rest is up to you.